Hi, I'm Sonia Renee, and thank you for coming to my channel if you have never been here before. And to my usuals, welcome back. My page is about fashion, lifestyle, and inspiration. And today is going to be about inspiration because I want to talk about why women walk away from their marriage. We see it so much today on these podcasts and on social media that women are walking away from their marriages after years, 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years or longer of marriage. They're finally walking away and choosing themselves first. So what is going on? What is the situation? What is the reason why women are walking away from their marriages? Well, there's a plethora of reasons why women are walking away from their marriages, but the main character is because of the man. So let's get into it. Why we want now? So before somebody says, "How do you know? Are you qualified to even talk about this, Auntie?" Let me just say this. Yes, I was married young. I met my ex when I was 17. I was married for 16 years. We were together for 21 years. We had 3 children together. And a lot of things, a lot of reasons I hear why women have walked away from their marriage. Multiple ones have applied to mine as well. So we're going to jump right into it, okay? Now, I need you to understand that women don't just wake up one day and say, you know what? I don't want to be here no more. They don't just have an epiphany out of the blue and just, I don't want to be here anymore. No, they leave slowly. They leave slowly. They leave emotionally first. Their emotions leave the relationship. They no longer are affected by what the man says, what he's doing. It doesn't matter to her anymore. She no longer cares because she no longer is arguing about it. She's not going to be crying about it no more. She's tired of talking about it. She's wasting her breath. And she sees she's talking to a brick wall. So she emotionally checks out. Okay? Emotionally checks out first. Right? Because you know when you get to the point where you know what, I don't even care no more. I'm not even talking about it no more. And if you don't care about something, you're not going to talk about it. You're not even going to mention it, right? And she does this quietly over time. And he doesn't notice this at first. She does this quietly over time when she's emotionally checking out. Long before the paperwork is done, long before the announcement, long before she says, I don't see this going anywhere. Okay, long before anyone says, "Oh, I didn't see this coming. Y'all look like the poster board marriage. Y'all, y'all was marriage goals for us. No, you was we was marriage goals for what you thought our relationship looked like from the outside looking in. People don't know what a woman goes through in a marriage because they're not in the home with those two people behind closed doors. When that man is smiling at everybody else out in public, but when he gets home, he's a Tasmanian devil. Disrespectful, rude, lying, nasty. After you was just outside with family and friends, faking a funk like I'm the best thing that ever happened to you. This is what we doing, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. I know, I lived it. And that behavior comes from a man who's so insecure that when y'all went out, you got the attention that he stars for. You got it automatically. You didn't even want it, but you got it. People want to talk to you, want to know about you, what you got going on. Not him. And that's an underlying jealousy of you. The very thing he used to like about you, now he don't like about you no more. He can't stand you because he's jealous of you. Uh-huh. And you don't see it at first. You should try to go, what just happened? We was just outside having a good time. Now we inside and all this nastiness. What just happened? Am I in the same room with the same person? And you start wondering, well, what did I do? I didn't do anything because you didn't do anything. All you did was exist. That's it. That's all you did. Women stay longer than they should. I know I did. I stayed way longer than I should have. I came up with all kinds of compromises. Well, we have 3 children together. I came up in a divorce household. They want my children to come in a divorce household because I wanted them to have both parents in the house. But what's the point of having both parents in the house if you still a single parent in the marriage? If the child only sees one parent doing it, what's the point? It might as well just be only the one parent there. They stay after the first hard conversation, after the second disappointment, third disappointment, fourth disappointment, disappointments after the third. They explain how they felt and nothing changed. The moment you tell someone how you feel and they say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I won't do it again," and they do it again, they never heard you. They didn't care. Because the best apology is change behavior. Now, if somebody says, you know, baby, I'm sorry, I didn't realize I did that, and you can see them making an effort to fix it, that's somebody you want to keep around. But if they keep doing it and keep doing it, they don't care about how you feel. As a matter of fact, they're doing it on purpose to control you because they can't control you no other way. So let me control her by doing the things that I know that she doesn't like. Not realizing you about to be fighting an uphill battle because you are slowly losing her. They stay because they believe in commitment. And we do believe in commitment. Most women do believe in commitment. And I'm not saying that there's some men out there that don't. That don't believe in commitment, because there are a lot of men out there who do believe in commitment. They take it seriously and they live by it. Okay? They stand on standards, okay? But there's too many of them who don't. They have no standards to low standards. They're insecure. They have low self-esteem. They have mommy issues, daddy issues, trust issues, codependency issues. They're takers. A lot of them are narcissistic, which is a fancy word for selfish. And now, because they've been hurt by one person or maybe a couple people, now they want to inflict that pain on everybody else. Hurt people hurts people, right? So women, they stay because they believe in commitment. They believe love can grow. We do. We do believe that love can grow. Okay? Because we constantly evolving, right? So why not, right? Because they believe if they try harder, things will get better. Well, that's a false sense of reality. You can try harder and harder. Things will not get better. They can get worse and worse. And some people say, oh, but you got married for better or for worse. Okay, well, when is worse supposed to get better? How long do we endure the worst? When does it get better? Because once a person starts treating you a certain way and they can see they can get away, or they feel they're getting away with it, they're going to keep doing it. And that behavior is going to grow. And then that's when you'll start to really see who you are married to. Because there are certain behaviors that will only maximize who they already are. For example, when you see people who struggle financially and then they get their big breakthrough and maybe their business blew up, or they came into a lot of money or their career took off and now they on top. They was on the bottom, now they on top. And you see them starting to say nasty things to people. You see the way they're treating people. You see the things that they're doing in the world. You're like, wait a minute. I didn't know they was like that. Oh, no, they always were like that. The money just magnified who they are. The money gave them the power to be a bigger asshole than what they were before. See, you can't be broke and be a bitch at the same time. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You can't be broke and be an asshole. Like, that doesn't match. So they figure, let me get some money, let me ball up, then I could be an asshole. That does not make you more interesting. It doesn't make you more interesting. Okay? Many women walk away because of emotional neglect. This was one of the reasons I walked away. I'm a very emotional, affectionate person. My love language is gifts, acts of service, physical touch, quality time, and food. I love me some food, honey. I'm a Taurus, so we love food. The beautiful decor. We are affectionate people by nature. I'm ruled by Venus, the goddess of love, so I'm an affectionate person by nature. But women, when we don't get the emotional support that we need, that can be a big problem. And it's not always abuse. It's not always yelling, but silence, distance, feeling invisible while standing right next to the person. And being married and still feeling alone. Like I said earlier, I was a single parent in the marriage. I had 2 businesses. I had a beauty salon and a jewelry company business. I cooked, I cleaned, I washed the clothes, I did everybody's hair because I was a hairstylist by trade. I had my own beauty salon. So I did everybody in the house here. That's 2 parents and 3 children. I did everybody's hair. And still got up every Sunday to go to church to have my children have a strong foundation in God, making them read their Bibles, understanding the Word, having a connection with God on their own, and still he was okay with me doing all of that while he did the bare minimum. He get in where he fit in. He went to work every day. Yeah, he went to work every day. Excuse y'all, I see my nose running. He went to work every day. But he did what he wanted to do with his money. He gambled it up. And then I had to be like, look, I don't have it. You're going to have to take care of it or it's going to get cut off. And then he'll take care of it. Don't nobody want to live like that. That's living in fight or flight mode. I can't do it. I can't do it. So, and it's disrespectful to the relationship if you are willing to sit by and watch a woman do all the work and struggle when you can just jump right in and help and make things easier. And they complain about women being a masculine energy and not being so soft in her feminine energy. Well, if she's in her masculine energy, it's because she was forced to be in that space by a man who didn't do his part. Okay? They walk away because of chronic disrespect. The disrespect, the levels of disrespect is so loud. The kind that doesn't always look loud, it looks like dismissal. It looks like minimizing your feelings. It looks like making them feel like they're too much for asking to be met halfway. And let's unpack that. The kind of disrespect that doesn't always look loud is like, if I ask you not to do something because it hurts my feelings, and you do this makes me feel like this, and they do it anyway, that sounds like disrespect. Yeah. It looks like dismissal. They dismissing how you feel. Like you ain't supposed to have no feelings. You're supposed to just be going through all the emotions, doing all of this. You ain't supposed to have no feelings in this. You're not supposed to feel anything. And then try to make you feel bad for asking them to meet you halfway, when really in reality, a lot of the things that you're doing, they're supposed to be doing. As a man, providing and protecting, let's just start there. And not just protecting the physical body, but protecting the heart, mind, and the soul. Protecting the spirit. Is he a man that prays for your spirit? Is he a man that's praying for your soul? Is he a man that is covering your heart, protecting your heart, not allowing anybody else to say and do whatever to you because he's protecting your heart? He's even careful what he says because he wants to make sure he protects your heart. Is he protecting your mind by sowing positive seeds into you? Encouraging you to keep going in your business, or supporting you and telling you how wonderful you are, how amazing you are. They're so proud of you. And if there's anything they can do to help, let them know. They jump right in, get their hands clean and dirty, and do whatever they got to do to help you out. That's protection. Do they create a safe space for you to be vulnerable and say what you need to say? Go through, be upset about whatever you want to be upset about, whatever emotions you're feeling about any situation. They give you a safe space to do that without judgment. And then don't go and tell their friends your business to make you look bad, to humiliate you. That's protection. Provision is not just, I go to work and pay the bills. Okay. And that's the bare minimum you're supposed to be doing, the basic. If you ask me to marry you and you ask me to be here, that means you are ready to take care of me. Don't ask for what you ain't ready for. See, a lot of men want to get married because they like the idea of marriage, of what it looks like. They like the idea of what it looks like on paper. But they don't want anything to do with the responsibility. I know I'm stepping on some toes. I know I am. And you know what? Hey, I always say, if it don't apply, let it fly. But if it click, let it stick. Do something about it. Okay? Women walk away because they're carrying the emotional weight of the relationship. And that's too much. But for one person, it's just too much. They're the ones initiating conversations, trying to fix what's broken, holding space. First of all, trying to fix what the man broke. And how you trying to fix it. Well, how you going to get in the ring and fight for something if you're the only one in the ring? Holding space so that they can be safe, making excuses for their behavior, embarrassments, doing the emotional labor for two people. Eventually, exhaustion replaces hope. Now you're starting to get tired. And when you start to get tired, it's like, okay, you know what? I had enough of this. And then there comes the betrayal, because women will walk away because of betrayal. And betrayal isn't always physical. It's broken trust, it's repeated lies, it's emotional abandonment, which is a huge one. Abandonment, promises made and never kept, broken promises. Each time trust is broken, Something inside her closes a little more. I wrote in my book, Abandonment is Not Your Fault, and you can get it in the link below. I wrote it a couple years ago, and in that book, I first of all, I didn't even know I had abandonment wounds because I only associated with being needy and clingy, and I was neither. But as I started to write the book and I started to do more research on it, I realized that there are so many other abandonment wounds that exist, right? And I had one of them, which was overgiving. I was an overgiver. As an empath, I'm a giver naturally, but I was overgiver, and I would attract takers. I was married to a taker. A giver should never be with a taker. An empath should never be with a narcissist. Why? Because we give, they take. And then it will become exhausting. Because everything has to be about them. They have to be the center of attention. Everything has to be about them. Right? And it becomes exhausting. Like you are a one person's fan in a circus act. Like it's too much. It's too much. So when trust and every time they lie to you, trust is broken a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. Or if this infidelity, trust is broken, and it's hard to get it back. And one thing I learned about myself over the years, because I've dealt with infidelity in my marriage a couple times, one of the things that I realized was that when I no longer trust you, because I realized that my sexuality is attached to my trust. And if I can't trust you, I can't be open with you. My sexuality is not attached to my trust. I'm sorry, it's attached to my safety. My most intimate moments with you is attached to my safety. How I handle things with you is attached to my safety. And if I don't feel safe with you, I don't want to share my most intimate thoughts with you. I don't want to share my problems with you. And I definitely don't want to share my mind, body, and soul with you. So now sex becomes an issue because I don't want you touching me. So now we're just here going through the motions. We just coexisting. And I remember starting to lose myself in this marriage. It happens all the time. Because this is the part that people don't talk about enough. When women walk away because they lose themselves, they shrink, they silence their needs, their lower expectations, they abandon parts of them abandon parts of them that just want to keep the peace. Until one day, they don't even recognize themselves anymore. And that's how I looked at myself in the mirror one day and I was like, who are you? This is not who you were. And I started to think, I said, God, can I do this by myself? And God said, you already doing it by yourself. Baby, when I heard that, it made it easier for me to make the decision to walk away from my marriage. Because I have children, I have 2 daughters and a son. I had to think about, am I doing my children a justice or injustice by staying in this relationship? And I don't want my son to think that this is okay to treat your wife like this. So I had to get divorced so I could remold them so that they could grow up and have healthy relationships. And here's the shift that changes everything. When a woman begins healing, especially healing abandonment wounds, she gains clarity. Oh yeah, she starts to see patterns. She starts to feel her worth. She starts to ask herself, why am I fighting for something that's hurting me? Why am I even still in? And that's one question. When I tell you here to my on my mother's grave, I literally asked that question a couple of days before I filed for divorce. I was like, and we were in the car coming home and he said something to me and it just clicked. And I was like, I don't even know why I'm still in this marriage. Like, I'm not getting anything out of this. Why am I still here? And it was like he knew, oh my gosh, I really did the big one this time. I really effed up really big this time because she really gonna leave me. I said, and he was, oh baby, you're right. I'm so sorry. I said, I don't even want to hear it. I don't even want to hear it. I said, I am done with you. Believe me, I'm done. And the following week he was receiving divorce papers. But and eventually staying becomes more painful than leaving. And you don't care about, you don't really start to care about what's going to happen, how it's going to happen, how you're going to bounce back. You just want out. You figure out the rest. It'll come. You'll figure it out. God got you. God always had you. You know God gonna keep you this time. And that's the moment where a woman chooses herself. You did it. I did it. Listen, not because I didn't love, not because I didn't try, not because self-betrayal is no longer an option. So when you hear a woman has walked away, just know this and understand this. She didn't quit. She endured. She hoped. She waited. She endured the bullshit. She hoped for the best. And she waited to see it manifest. And it didn't. And when nothing changed, she chose survival, healing, and truth. Women don't leave marriages lightly. They leave when love cost them their peace, their voice, and their sense of self. And that choice is not weakness. It's awakening. And that is when most women have really started to see that there is life on the other side of where I am right now. Waking up to realize that there is so much better for them. So, if this video resonated with you, and you know that you're not weak, you are not weak, you are becoming aware. What part of this spoke to your heart? Put it in the comments. I want to hear your stories. I want to hear about, how you felt about this video, what resonated with you, how you relate to it. And also want to hear about what you did. And if you want to know what I did, you can go click the link below and get my book, Abandonment is Not Your Fault. In there, I talk about the relationships that I was in that kept me in these unhealthy relationships, the wounds that I had that kept me in these unhealthy relationships with parents, spouse's family, friends, siblings, right? Even in the workforce. And what I started to do to break free and heal from those situations, and how I am the healthy, happy person I am today. So get that book. I promise you won't regret it. And I hope that this video was wonderful for you. And I'll see you at the next video.